Welcome to another game in which I'm going to be playing Kayle mid lane versus a Ziggs. We have Volibear jungle versus a Riven. We have Tristana Sona versus a Draven Leona. And then we have Mordekaiser versus a Malphite. So, this is a pre-made game, and I'm playing with my team. So, we've been doing a strategy pretty much, I'd say every game that we've played, whereby we send our bot lane to top lane, we push tower really early. Very similar to a lot of strategies you'll see in the pro games. We do this because it offers more control of the map, it offers more flexibility, gives us more presence on the map, and allows us to dictate how the flow of the game goes. Also gives us early advantages and allows us to roam more. So, anyway, I helped out Volibear, gave him a good pull, and then rushed into mid lane to start killing, or to try and push Ziggs. I started noticing rather early on that because our bot lane is top lane and they're pushing really hard, Riven's up there constantly. So, what I'm thinking is, if I just keep pushing Ziggs, he's going to run out of mana eventually, and then I'm either going to be able to kill him, or he's not going to be able to farm into tower anymore. So I'm just going to keep pushing and force him to use mana to push me back. In that time, he's wasting time, and Riven's not here to help him. So I'm not losing out. Okay, fine. I'm missing farm a little bit because of the push. But that's fine, because later on I'll farm better than him anyway, because once I've got some AP and some attack speed, as Kayle, I'll just farm the wave really damn quickly. So, anyway, we get the tower early. Mordy then switches over to top lane to fight the Malphite, and our bot lane goes bot lane to fight their bot lane. So, but now we have early map control and early gold advantage. So anyway, and I now get blue buff, and then I go back into mid lane to push. Then their entire team goes pretty much bot lane other than Ziggs, so we steal their blue, and then at this point they catch up in gold because of it, and then they take a tower, so they're now ahead of us in gold. We're still feeling pretty confident, but we're starting to struggle a little bit. So I noticed that their bot lane's overextending, and they probably don't have ward, so I come in, and then flash, boom, ignite, Q, kill. Chase down the Draven, but he gets away because of stand aside, knocking me away. So we decide, let's push this tower down. Boom, take the tower. So now we're thinking Drake, but we decide that we want to go fight. We want to really push them into doing something in mid lane. But they may, because they're wave clear, we can't push them. So instead, we decide to go for a dragon dance. Even that we can't keep that up because they have all right poke due to Ziggs, and we can't physically just take the dragon without being caught out. So anyway, we catch them trying to do Drake. We have this little fight. I kill the Leona. I ult myself and I start running away, but then I walk into Ziggs ult and die. And then Tristana is running away. Mordy ults they kill the Riven, but we lose 4 and they only lose 2, nearly 3. Kind of sucks for us, but we're still feeling confident at this point. We're still feeling, yeah, we can turn it around. We've been in worse situations before, but I now have my Nash's Tooth, I have my Source Boots, so damage wise I'm better off, and we can actually start killing them a little bit easier. So we're continuing to do 5 mid because we want to take this mid tower, one for map presence and also for map control. So we're continuing to push in. We know Malphite's top, and we know they've just stuck a ward in the middle lane, basically, so that you can TP on top of it and then rampage into us. We see him teleporting in, we back off very quickly. I ult, boom, we kill Leona. Malphite goes in really harshly, and then we push them back, and then we're like, okay, let's just clean this and go back, like, but then we realise that they've all gone back. So we're like, let's try and push them. Probably not the best decision at this point, but we feel we can get in there, and we do. We get in, we do some tower damage, and then we take the tower. And then we're like, okay, let's jump in, and Morty kills the Ziggs. Cool, beans. We're feeling pretty strong at this point. And then I go back, and I buy myself an amplifying tome and a ruby crystal to build up a haunting guise. The reason why I'm building haunting guise is I'm going to build the Leanderies because of the constant damage I do and the almost perma slow from my Q. But yeah, and then we have a little engagement here, and then we push them back because they don't want to dive us because they know what's going to happen. We've got Volley Bear passive, I've got my ult, Maud's got his ult, Sona's got ult. It's not a good idea to dive us because generally whoever they go for is just going to survive all their burst and all their damage very early on anyway. So it's just a waste of effort, and generally they'll just lose people for nothing. But anyway, we continue to push them back because we're trying to gain more map control and try and maybe force fights which we can win. Because overall, team fight wise, we're actually better off than them. And then Dragon's up pretty soon, next minute or so. I go off and get blue, and then I go back into mid lane. Now that I've got blue, I can keep my E up all throughout an entire fight without having to wait for it, which is very strong, and it's very important for Kayle as well because without E I can't fight. And then we catch them out, and then I die. My team continues to push in. They kill Draven, and Maud's just like slaughtering people pretty much. And then sadly Malphite gets in, kills, and Volley Bear's chasing after him, but then Riven comes along, saves the Malphite's ass. Kind of bad, but oh well. And then we back off. We take Drake, luckily, but we're still feeling maybe our team fights aren't going as well as we'd hoped. And then Sona gets caught, dies, and we lose the mid tower. Kind of sucks, because now we're on even footing tower-wise, but they're ahead of us in kills. But we're ahead in gold because of mostly because of farm and because of the way that we've been taking global objectives and stuff. I don't believe they've had a dragon at this point, whereas we have. Well, in fact, I think we've had both dragons, which is very, very strong. And then we're continuing to push in because we're continuing to try and get towers and gain advantages. But they're just not. They've got so much wave clear that we just can't get in there. But we're going to continue to try because we feel stronger than them. We've got ults, and our ults effectively are like a lot stronger than theirs. Their strongest ult is probably Malphites and Ziggs. Whereas we've got Maud, we've got Kayle and stuff. Anyway, we see Malphite TPing in, and we're like, okay, we've got to fight this. Maud gets slaughtered very quickly. I back off. I then probably stay here too long, and then Malphite Qs me and I die. Kinda sucks. And then Tristana jumps in, dies, and Draven lives. Probably not the best situation ever for us. We could have played that out better. I could have survived. I didn't need to help with that kill in the end, but we've got the Maud went up and caught the Draven, so Draven died, and then we're going Baron because they haven't got an AD carry, and then we take that, and because of their AD's mistake of trying to steal stuff from our jungle and staying a bit too long, we've got Baron, and we're just like, right, let's push in really, really quickly now. Because we've got the power, but we decide we can't really push in from mid lane, so we go down to bot lane instead. They check Dragon with Draven ult, and then we're like, okay, fine, we'll just take Dragon. Boom, take that, and then we're looking to try and catch people out in their jungle, but we just can't. Kind of sucks at this point, and then we go around here, we start cleaning up waves. clean out wards, and continue to push them. I then catch Draven out, he flashes, I hit him really hard, and then he gets away, but he used both his summoners. So we're like, okay, Draven's got no summoners, we still got stuff up, let's continue to push in. He's going back, or he's thinking about it, at least, and then we're like, okay, there's not a lot you can do, we've got Baron, we're just going to push in for this tower. Boom, 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 tower down. And then we'll continue to push in. And we're just continuing to pressure them while we've got this Baron. As much as we physically can. And they're trying to poke us down, but it doesn't work against the Baron. We've got a lot of health regen because of Baron. So we're continuing to push and continuing to pressure them in the towers. And then we're sort of bouncing between mid and bottom, trying to keep the lanes pushed and trying to get damage on the towers. And then we're like, okay, let's try and continue to do this, but also move around a bit more. So we decide to go top lane. I quickly steal the blue buff, and then we're like, yeah, let's catch them out. Boom. We catch out Leona. Leona goes in a bit too far, and then I burst down the Riven, then we burst down the Malphite, and then we're like, okay, we've still got 4. We lost Sona, but you've lost your Malphite and you've lost your Riven, so you've lost your front line. And then we're like, we're kind of wanting to push in a bit more, but we can't. So I'm like, okay, I'm all back. I get a needlessly, and I get some pinks. A pink. 3 pinks, in fact, sorry. And then I go off and I clean up jungle a bit, get my blue, and then we haven't got Baron now. We know when Baron's up because we've got the timer, and we're like, okay, let's ward up, get ready for it. We've got pinks, we've got oracles, we're feeling a lot stronger. Tristana's pushing top, and then we're like, okay, we know it's up soon. We don't know where they are, but we're pretty certain that they don't have the timer because they didn't see us kill it. So we're just going to push in, take this, and then catch out Draven and Ziggs. Blow them up. Just destroy them. They are deleted. They don't exist anymore. Push in, and catch more of them out, kill them, and then we're like, okay, we can just push in. There's nothing to stop us now. They've only got Riven and Malphite. They are the 2 that we fear. We fear Ziggs and Draven in fights. They're the ones that will be doing damage. Malphite, no. To be honest, his ult is scary, but that's it. So we continue to push in, and we push in for the towers as fast as we can. We protect Tristana though, and there's not a lot they can do against us. So we're just taking the towers, and I'm trying to zone them. If they come close, I hit them really hard, and then I back off, regen, heal, ult if needed, and then they're trying to stop us, and we're like, yeah, doesn't matter, we've got their entire team hitting your Nexus, we're just gonna knock it down. So I feel that within this game we did well early. We pressured towers really early, we took dragons, we took map control as early as we could, and then we turned that into advantages. We then threw a little bit, but we came back, we got a Baron, and then we pushed in, we took the victory. Thoroughly enjoyed playing this game, thoroughly enjoyed playing Kayle. Thank you for watching.